Hello, I'm Benjamin Allen, author and narrator of Naked Regret Down to the Studs. If you had to purchase a house with no paint, no walls, no furniture, etc., would you be able to visualize the potential of the house? This is what I call a house down to the studs. When asking these questions, most people in my circle express to me that they prefer a house that is move-in ready. Down to the Stud audiobooks are a breakdown of everyday words that we commonly use that can affect us emotionally in profound ways, stripped down to the studs or broken down etymologically and reassembled so that it will be move-in ready. Down to the Stud audiobooks purpose to shift paradigms concerning words and its power to shape and reshape our lives. My etymology source is etymonline.com. Definition source is dictionary.com. Biblical source, King James Version Bible. And music by Anthony Beasley. Once again, I am Benjamin Allen, author and narrator. Now, let's break down and rebuild. Naked regret down to the studs. Do you have any regrets concerning past decisions you did or did not make? I'm here to tell you, I was thinking about my life and how I wish I had made better choices in some areas. These thoughts began to produce an emotion that manifested the word regret in my mind. Therefore, I decided to take a closer look at the word regret, and I'm eager to share with you what I discovered. Taking regret down to the studs is very short and simple. The origin of the word regret used as a verb is from Old French. The prefix re means back to the original place, again, and back. The suffix gretter means to weep. Allow me to put regret back together, assembled. Regret simply means to look back and weep again. Look back, weep again and again and again. What will happen to a choir member who arrived for all their scheduled rehearsals before their live performance? You are correct. They will be ready to perform. If you notice, rehearsal has the same prefix as regret, re, meaning again. Rehearsals require positive reinforcement and practice consistently, repeatedly. If one shows up for rehearsal, one will become proficient. Regret has to be rehearsed, practiced again and again, and become a thought process. And when it is time for the performance, all the emotions that come with regret are proficient and ready to perform. Regret is like walking backward. It is impossible to see what is in front while walking backward. Try walking or driving backward for an entire day. It is not convenient, and neither is revisiting the past with regret. Now, I understand that having regret seems to be a part of human nature. The problem is regret means to be in a continual weeping when looking back. When Psalms 35b, King James Version, writes to us, "Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning." In other words, weeping has an expiration date. This biblical truth will aid one in avoiding living a life full of regrets. Also, in Psalms 35b, it is important to take note of what follows weeping: joy. Joy, according to Hebrew chapter 12, verse 2, King James Version A, gives more insight on joy. It writes, "Because of the joy that was set before Jesus, or set in front of him, enabled him to endure and continue to move forward. Weeping endures for a night, but joy causes one to endure or withstand throughout life." Philippians chapter 3, verses 13 and 14, King James Version, writes to us, "Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind, and reaching forth unto those things which are before." Verse 14, "I press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling of God in Christ Jesus." In other words, in order to move forward, one must forget the past. I often tell people in my circle that there are two pasts, one to forget and one to learn from. The one to forget is the one that takes one continually into regret. I understand that there are decisions from the past that may have affected some in their present state or condition. Therefore, looking back to the past may seem irrelevant because the past is in the now present. Listen to this. There was a man in the Bible named Jacob. Jacob had an older brother named Esau who promised to kill him because he deceived their father into believing he was Esau and stole his firstborn blessing. Jacob fled for his life, and over the course of years, Jacob encountered an angel of the Lord, and the angel injured Jacob's thigh/hip. Jacob's past injury affected his present walk. He could no longer walk without limping. The point of this allegory is that Jacob eventually met up with his brother again, and he feared for his family and his own life. But Esau did not harm him. I believe that Jacob's injury or his past prepared him to face his present future. As Esau watched his injured brother limp toward him, I believe it gave him compassion towards Jacob. Friends, it is time to walk forward. The natural order of things does not allow for one to walk backward. Move forward with joy, because the past may be affecting the present, but the past will prepare the way for the future. It's a new you in you. No more regrets. Wipe the tears away. Let go of fear. Look to Jesus, the author and finisher. Go from regret to rediscovery. Live well. Finish well. You're listening to Audiobook, Naked Regrets, Down to the Studs. I am Benjamin Allen, author and narrator. God bless.